Today, I will tell you what goals Russia will choose in case a nuclear war breaks out. When it comes to strike intent, there are two types of targets: counterforce and countervalue. Counterforce targets are military forces, installations, and assets aimed at stopping the enemy's ability to wage war. Countervalue targets are economic and population centers. Let's talk about targets. The first counterforce target is RAF Fylingdales in North Yorkshire, which would likely be hit with a 150 kiloton airburst nuclear warhead, destroying the electronic early warning radar system that the US and UK rely on to detect Russian ICBMs. This would kill about 40 people and injure around 690. Next is His Majesty's Naval Base, HMNB Clyde, the UK's primary submarine base. This base would likely receive two nuclear weapons, one airburst to destroy facilities and a ground burst to irradiate the area. This attack would kill about 3,300 people and injure around 13,000. HMNB Clyde is crucial as it's the UK's only ballistic missile submarine base, housing significant facilities and expertise. Another target would be RAF Lakenheath, an important airbase that would also likely receive two nuclear weapons. The first would destroy the facilities, and the second would make the area radiologically dirty, preventing future use of the airfield. This attack would kill about 3,500 people and injure around 7,000. RAF Lakenheath is primarily a US base, housing 4 fighter squadrons of F-35 and F-15 fighters. The final counterforce target would be HMNB Portsmouth, which would likely receive a 150 kiloton airburst nuclear device. This attack would kill about 55,000 people and injure around 100,000, significantly impacting the Royal Navy, as this base houses the headquarters of 2/3 of the Royal Navy fleet. Now let's move on to countervalue targets. Remember, data and commerce centers today are like the steel mills of the past. Destroying a data center can have a much more significant impact than destroying a steel mill. The first countervalue target is the Fawley refinery, which would likely receive a 150 kiloton airburst nuclear weapon, killing around 23,000 people and injuring about 18,000. This refinery holds 20% of the UK's refining capacity, making it a critical target. The next target would be the Stanlow Oil Refinery, the second largest in the UK. A 150 kiloton airburst nuclear weapon would kill about 17,000 people and injure around 78,000, destroying 37 to 40% of the UK's oil refining capacity with just 2 strikes. Another important target would be the port of Felixstowe, which brings in 48% of the UK's shipping containers. A nuclear strike here, killing about 20,000 people and injuring around 22,000, would create a severe humanitarian crisis by making it difficult to supply the UK with goods. The port of Immingham, the largest in the UK by tonnage, would also be a target. A 150 kiloton airburst nuclear weapon would kill about 5,000 people and injure around 7,000. Destroying this port would cripple the UK's ability to import and export energy and goods. Lastly, the AWS data center in London, considered the steel mill of today, would likely be targeted with a 150 kiloton ground burst nuclear weapon, killing about 177,000 people and injuring around 880,000. This strike would cripple the UK's ability to wage economic warfare by destroying vital data, fiber, and telecommunications infrastructure. The second AWS data center, the Equinix data center, would face a similar attack profile, a ground burst. This would kill about 68,000 people and injure around 116,000. It looks like the United Kingdom would suffer about 372,000 deaths and 1,200,000 injuries. I looked into the National Health Service, NHS, in the UK, which has approximately 129,000 hospital beds. This is only about 10% of what would be needed for all the injured, creating a huge humanitarian crisis that the world would have to respond to.